Hello, everyone. My name is Jalen Jones, digital producer here at WRAL. I'm here with Sarah Krueger, investigative reporter, always doing fantastic work. We're here today. We're getting something very new. Is it exclusive?
It is,
It is
yes.
exclusive. We got exclusive stories. So if you guys remember, 2025, Coquette out there in North Hills reopened about 10 days after a shooting left one person dead, another injured, and the gunman took his life. This was a very shocking story. And I remember the newsroom scrambling, trying to figure out what happened over there in North Hills.
Yep.
Roads were blocked off and things like that. The shooting happened when Raleigh police, they say 34-year-old George Colom, Coquette's executive chef, opened fire inside the restaurant. The shooting resulted in the death of 26-year-old Jonathan Schaffer and injuries to another employee, Jonathan Aguilar, before Colom turned the gun on himself. All this reporting is on WRAL.com. You can go and read for yourself. We'll tag that in this video. Schaffer, remembered by his coworkers for kindness and work ethic and a valued member of the staff. Colom's family confirmed that he died from his injuries during that shooting. We'll say this story was very shocking, obviously very sad. Prayers to everyone involved with that. What do we have new today? We're talking about the year anniversary of the shocking story that was trending all over Raleigh, all over the Triangle, all over North Carolina. It's not the restaurant business, but shocking. It's a really nice restaurant that's in North Hills. What do we have new today?
Yeah. So this is a day. I mean, gosh, we definitely remember in our newsroom and throughout Raleigh, it was a big day. And now, for the first time, we're hearing from the owner of that restaurant, the owner of Coquette, where the shooting happened. Mm-hmm. The shooting involved 3 employees, as you mentioned, the head chef, George Colom, the accused gunman who apparently opened fire inside the restaurant before it opened for the day, shot 2 people, one of them fatally. That was Jonathan Schaffer, and then shot and injured another coworker, Jonathan Aguilar. It was a wild day. I think we had just about our entire newsroom out there at the scene, myself included. I got out there late, but I happened to interview. I got an exclusive interview that day with Jonathan Aguilar, the surviving victim. But again, now today, just about a year later from the shooting, we're hearing for the first time from the owner of Coquette to really hear about his perspective on that day, the challenges since, and then his hope for the future.
Okay, so don't want to spoil the interview. You're going to have to catch that on WRAL anywhere you get WRAL, whether that's YouTube, social media, WRAL.com. What is kind of the theme from this interview? Obviously, first time speaking. What was the theme as he's trying to move on from this situation?
Yeah, so, I was noticing that we were coming up on the 1-year anniversary of this big story, and as we often do a year later, we do look back pieces. And I was thinking, who have we not heard from? And we actually have never heard from the family of Jonathan Schaffer. We've tried multiple times. I tried again, still not able to get in touch with them. We, of course, would, love to hear more about him. Sounds like a very special young man who made a big impact. But then I also thought about Coquette, the owner. Never had heard from them. So I reached out, and he called me, I think, the same day. And was willing to talk to me, which I greatly appreciate. And I asked him, why are you wanting to sit down with me? And he said, look, it's a day that everyone, and he wishes he could forget, but we can't forget it. It happened. It was tragic. And he said, I'm part of the story. I'm a minor part of the story, but I'm part of the story. And he really wanted to highlight the good that's still ahead, the good that has come, in silver lining ways from this tragic incident. But a lot of challenges, of course. And throughout the interview with him, he repeatedly stressed that any challenges the restaurant faced and faces financially are nothing compared to the tragedy of the families of those involved and those who lost loved ones. So he definitely wanted to center that in the story. But he said the restaurant, when this shooting happened, they were coming off of this really strong time. Coquette has been around for 16 years in the same spot, but 2024, he said, was record year. They were just doing so well, really, hitting record numbers. They had hired this chef, George Colom, who was pretty new at the time of the shooting. He had been there only a few months. And this just, of course, set everything back. He said after the shooting, the whole kitchen staff was not willing to make anything that had George Colom's name on it. They didn't want to touch any of his recipes. So they had to literally reinvent the whole menu from the ground up.
Which I understand. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just very emotional. He said a lot of the staff did actually stay on, and he's really grateful for that. But a lot of challenges for the restaurant. He said year over year, they're down 25% in business.
Oh.
And he understands, like that the natural reaction might be for people to stay away for a little bit. He really hopes people will steadily return. They recently hired a new chef, a permanent new head chef that he's very excited about. He said they've got a great thing going on. North Hills continues to expand and grow in popularity and bring in more people. So yeah, he feels optimistic about the future ahead.
And if you're watching this video, guys, like North Hills is kind of like a really growing suburban area, lots of towers, lots of shopping, and it's right there in a prime spot in the corner. Go on Google Maps and check it out if you're not in the area. So we're talking about a very prime place. And first of all, I want to thank the owner for speaking to us. Not often we don't get the sound that we want, and now we have a beautiful story to tell to kind of get some more on the inside of it, and also the aftermath as they're trying to recover, because at the end of the day, it's a small business that's trying to survive, just like any other. I will say we do want to clarify the reason for the shooting is not confirmed.
Right. Yeah. What I did ask the owner, Kevin Jennings, what do you know about why this happened? And he said all that he was told by investigators is like it didn't have anything to do with the restaurant. We've heard potentially maybe some reasons, but nothing confirmed. But it sounds like it was like a personal disagreement, I guess, would be the most fair way to say it.
Obviously.
Yeah. So it's the kind of thing that, possibly could have happened anywhere. It happened there that day. And yeah, just very tragic.
So is there any legal proceedings from this? Any court? Obviously no court cases. And what does law enforcement do with this? That's my question.
Yeah, considering that their suspect died, I think that any criminal case is non-existent. Yeah. The chef passed away 2 days after the shooting in the hospital.
Yeah, and that was confirmed by his family. So that's really sad. But guys, if you are tuned in wherever you get WRAL, when does this air?
This airs Thursday. Let me check what day that is. The 16th. Or no, the 15th. It airs Thursday the 15th. It'll air at 6 o'clock in our 6 o'clock news.
Be tuned in on wherever you get WRAL, whether that's YouTube, on air, any platform. This video will also be cut for YouTube. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and tune in. You're going to hear from the owner of Coquette, 1 year anniversary of a shocking story that kind of really shook Raleigh and had us frozen in time just for a day or two. And then they open back up. So hopefully some good news, positive as everybody moves forward, and really prayers to all the families involved. Is there anything else that we're missing?
No, a lot, but I'm trying not to say it all. Okay. So tune in, in our 6 p.m. newscast, and really candid interview with the owner of Coquette.
Well, thank you for that, owner, for sharing some time, and also thank you for sharing your time with us.
Thank you.